Hi, good evening to all my students again. So this is my second video discussion about the tourism marketing. So medyo quiet lang tayo because may natutulog na in the area. I hope you're going to hear me louder. Just tune and maximize the volume so you would understand all the instruction and then discussion that I'm going to say with you, okay? So I already sent to your respective Google Classroom this presentation. So this is pertains to the module 8 wherein it's about tourism promotion 1. So in our topic for finals, we have two tourism promotion. So the tourism promotion 1 will be mostly focus on advertising kasi it's a very big picture, it's a very generic and a very wide discussion kapag sinabi mo advertising. And in advertising, here I'm going to show you how to make an advertisement, what are the things that you need to consider in doing an advertisement, and other things that pertains to the advertising industry. And then the tourism promotion 2, which is supposedly by next week, will be more on personal selling, sales promotion, and public relation. Okay, so let's start because this video I think will took longer dahil madami akong slides that I was sent to you widely. Okay, so on your slide, on the slide number 1, it's composed of 70 slides. On your slide number 1, you can show there the introduction, which is about the tourism promotion 1, okay? So on the learning objectives, that is on the slide number 2, we have to tackle all these objectives so that we will be more oriented and guided. Ano ba yung patutunguhan ng ating discussion, okay? So number 1, we have to explain the role of promotion in the tourism and hospitality industry. So, one of the best way to make a customer or for you to create awareness and to capture your market share is through promotion. In the marketing mix, this is one of the element that is used so you could able to attract your market, okay? So in this portion, we have to explain what is the role of promotion in our industry, specifically what is the contribution of that part, okay? So bullet number 2, we have to identify the uses of advertising and direct marketing. So first part of our promotion that we're going to tackle is about the advertising. So when we say advertising, it's not just only about TV commercial, okay? Always remember that when you say advertisement, it also pertains to print ads, brochures, website, social media. Kasi some of the connotation of the people when they heard about advertising, it's only about TV commercial, but it's not. It's also about how are you going to persuade to communicate your market in a mass media, okay? Number three, or bullet number 3 rather, is identify the advantages and the disadvantages of using these two, the advertising and also the direct marketing. Discuss also the role of advertising in the tourism and hospitality industry. So that is number 4. And then the last one is we have to identify what are the things that influences the advertising industry and the opportunities that awaits from you. And also, it's not included in your slide, but one also of our objective is to be able to discuss and be oriented what are the things that you need to consider in doing an advertisement. So here in the slide, you're going to saw some of the steps that you need to follow para makagawa ka ng isang commercial. So, one of the output for your finals is your project, you should able to submit 2 commercials depending on the company that you chose in your marketing plan. So, yun na. Kung anong ginawa nyo dun sa marketing plan nyo or pinili yung business, they will be the one that you're going to use for your commercial. Okay? So, let's start. So number 3 slide, what is promotions? Okay, so promotion has been defined as the coordination of all cell-initiated efforts to set up channels of information and persuasion to sell goods and services or promote an idea. So unahin natin yung unang naka-highlight doon sa presentation. So that is seller-initiated efforts. So when you say seller-initiated efforts, these are the activities, these are the medium that the seller does para ma-capture niya yung market or kung ano man yung objective in terms of doing the marketing in a way that it is set up on a channel of distribution of information or persuasion. Yun yung pinaka-konteksto ng promotion. It is a way on how are you going to communicate your product or services to your market. That's why it's very important in the marketing mix kasi you have the product, you have the price on the product, and you have the place where you're going to distribute the product. But how are you going to make sure that people knows that you're selling that kind of items or services? So one of the things that you need is the promotion. So yan ang isa sa mga binibigyan pansin ng mga companies in terms of doing budgeting. There is a lot of allocation for promotion because this is where you're going to capture, you're going to communicate your market that you are doing this kind of activities, okay? Also, on the bullet number 2, it involves all communication used by the business to create a favorable impression of its product or services. So, it all boils down with communication. So, we have discussed that on module number 5, that is about the communication in the marketing, wherein we've learned there that communication is really important because this is where you persuade. This is where you send message to your receiver or the receiver will be your customer that these are the things that you're doing, these are the products that you're selling, etc., etc. Okay? Number 4, it's my quotation. So in my 4 years of experience in the marketing industry, I've learned that it's not enough that your product is just, visible in the market. It's not enough that this is my product, this is my service. But it is this is mostly important that in terms of your product, you were able to send to your receiver or to your market that you have this kind of product, okay? That's why I quote there that I've learned that it is not enough for the people to know that your product or services exist. They have to be oriented and satisfied with the use of the benefits of the product or service and not to buy it over and over again. And promotion is one of the thing that you're going to do for that kind of intervention. It's not enough that your product is just, visible, but you let your customer knows what are the things that benefits the customer when they buy the product. These are the benefits that pwede nilang kagatin and so that they could able to purchase the product over and over again. So yun yung pinaka realization ko in the business, in the world of marketing, that this is very important because in this way you were able to make an impact to the customer that every time that they're going to buy this kind of product or avail this kind of service, you'll be the one that will be the major actor na magpro-provide sa kanya because you have able to produce a very competitive promotional strategies for them. Okay? So under number 5, one way, gaya nga nasabi natin, promotion ay napaka-importante and it's a very generic and a big picture. So you can see on the slide number 5, the promotional mix. So when you say promotional mix, these are the tool to convey the message to the customer. Meaning these are 2 or more tools na ginagamit so that you can able to, send the message to your customer. I think it was discussed in your micro perspective way back your first year, and these are part of tourism promotion. So the promotional mix is divided into 4 categories. Okay, so always remember that. So later on, we're going to discuss the promotional mix. But gaya nga na sabi natin, business must decide what type of promotional mix that they're going to take on. Meaning, ano ba yung kailangan nating gamitin? Kasi 4 sila madami. So, hindi naman pwedeng all of this will be available if you're starting the business. Of course, if you're starting a business, you should only focus on sino ba yung mas dapat na pagtuunan. Okay? And in this part, you're going to decide which will be the best medium. At isa sa mga nagiging model for you to guide on that kind of discussion or decision is the AIDA model. That's why what you can see in the number 6 is about what does AIDA means. So we've discussed that already also during the communication discussion, that AIDA stands for action. AIDA stands for um, awareness for the letter A, interest for I, D for the desire, and then A for the action. So ano ba yung mga symbolism ng mga yan? So when we let's have a refreshment first. So when we say attention, to sell a product or service, a business must first capture the attention of the consumer and create awareness. So it means it's a way in the AIDA model that you need to provide first an idea for the customer that you're selling this kind of product, or you have this kind of product or services. Yun kasi ang pinaka-importante. Mapansin ka muna nila. They will able to be oriented and aware about that kind of product or services. So usually this attention comes with advertisement. Yan ang pinaka una na ginagamit, the advertisement. Okay? So as mentioned also, when we say advertisement, it's not only referring to commercial, to TV commercial, but also it refers to print ads, billboards, brochure, social media, website, anything that able to orient you, provide you an information that we have this product, we got this product and we were able to provide it for you. Okay? So yun yung mga thing about the attention. And also, when you say naman interest, marketers must gain interest of the consumer. So advertisement should communicate the benefits of the product to let people knows what's in it. So aside from making them aware about the product, you need to create you need to catch their interest. You need to get their interest na dapat magkaroon sila ng interest doon sa produkto mo. By how? By showing what can your product do, what are the benefits once they avail this kind of services, something that is promising, something that gives you the customer a way for them to take an action. It's promising. Okay? And then slide number 9, letter D, desire. Interest and desire are closely related with each other, but medyo may pagka-deep explanation when you say desire. When you say kasi desire, this is something that comes with the people. Something that can fulfill his or her needs. Usually, it comes with the psychographic motives such as in the emotion, rational, and patronage. Say, for instance, restaurant could show pictures of the food that they're going to sell. It's not only about, ang interest doon is dinidescribe mo yung produkto in terms of its ingredients, in terms of its benefits for the consumer, but at the same time, to create a desire, aside from that information, you're also creating pictures for them to get appetite, for them to be more attractive to order the food. So that is about creating a desire, okay? And after that, you're going to gain the action. So yung last letter in the IDA, the action. So it's finally promotion take the consumer to take the action. So this is where the consumer could have the chance to avail the product or service through medium of information and selection. So based on the promotional medium that they do, ano ba yung mga napipili ko, or what makes me interested and desirable para bilhin yung isang produkto. So ito na yung convincing part that you're going to take an action. So if the customer take an action to avail your product, then your promotion is really effective because you got them. Okay? So that is about the AIDA model. So it's very understandable. We have discussed that already in our chapter 4 in module number 4 about communication in marketing. Okay? So let's move on to slide number 10. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kaninang 4 tools that is under the promotional mix. Okay? So we have the advertisement, the sales promotion, the public relation, and then the personal selling. So these are the 4 promotional tool Meron ay promotional mix. You have marketing mix. Ito yung 7 piece. Meron din naman kayong promotional mix. So, ito naman ay apat lang. So, yung nabanggit ko, those are the promotional mix. And among everything, one of the most usable and the most effective promotional mix is the advertisement. Gaya nga na nasabi ko, in terms of budgeting, advertisement should be prioritized because this is where you create awareness, this is where you create a desire for them, and then an information that you have this kind of services or you are selling this kind of product. Kasi yan ang pinakaunang action in terms of producing a new product or implementing a marketing strategy to be oriented. Okay? So, let's discuss now the advertisement. So, that's on slide 11. So, ito lang. Since we don't have any, graded recitation that I'm going to ask you. So, one thing that comes to my mind kapag narinig ko ang advertisement is video, print ads, commercial, which is true. Okay? So, gaya ng sabi ko, when you say advertisement, it does not only referring to TV commercial, but also in other forms of creating an awareness and capturing your market in terms of buying the product itself. Okay, so when you say advertisement, it is defined as any paid form of non-personal communication about an organization, product or services or idea by an identified portion. So, gaya ng sabi dito, non-personal communication. Kasi nga, hindi tao yung gumagawa on how to communicate. Like in personal selling, that the person itself is the one who are going to provide information for you to buy the product. Like what Promodizer is doing. But in this part, advertisement, usually, majority, these are non-personal. And it is usually do in mass media. When you say mass media, mass communication, maramihan siya. Usually, ang tina-target ng advertisement is to capture not only one, two, but all the people inside your geographical area of interest ng iyong produkto. Okay? Ito din ang isa sa mga pinaka-bankable and most expensive type of promotion mix. Dahil it comes with um, very budgetable resources that needs on it. Okay, so advertising is the most effective way to reach consumer and create product or services awareness. Alam natin yan kasi like in commercials, usually when you saw a certain commercial, some of us got mesmerized, some of us has an opportunity or has the ability to try also the product, specifically if they using a celebrity endorser or an or a medium wherein it attract us to do so. Okay, also, companies rely to advertising to drive demands for their product and services. So, yun yung isa sa mga important thing. So, on slide number 12, you can see their different promotional mix under advertising. So, you can see there the Viajero promo, two people who's capturing a certain video or picture in the mall of Uniqlo brand, and also the Oishi brand logo. So yan ang mga example ng mga advertising. So will be we'll deal with it specifically on the succeeding slides, okay? So there are three categories of advertising. Kasi gaya nga nasabi ko, advertising, it's very broad, it's very big topic itself. Okay, so meron siyang tatlong categories. You have the product advertising, brand advertising, and the corporate advertising. Okay, unahin natin yung product advertising. Product advertising is a type of advertising in which you are showing here a certain or specific product only. We all know that in business, we are selling more than one product. Like in Jollibee, they're not only selling burgers, but also they selling spaghetti, they selling desserts, they selling rice meal, and not only focusing on one single product, but in product advertising here, it's a type of advertising uses a rational arguments to communicate why consumer need a specific product. So dito hina-highlight nila yung mga benefits once you buy that kind of product, and what are the things that beneficial from the part of consumer once they purchase this kind of product. Also, in product advertising, this is a kind of advertising in which they highlight the item on a very beautiful and aesthetic video editing, aesthetic print ads, and something that ito yung pinaka main produkto nila. Usually, ang gumagawa ng product advertising kapag yung produkto nila ang isa sa mga pinagkukuhaan ng revenue. So, the Pareto analysis, di ba? The 80-20. 80-20 in which the 80% will be the most important and then the 20 after you did the 80, ito yung susunod mo or least priority siya. So, kumbaga, in product advertising, ito yung pinaka nagbibigay ng revenue sa'yo, the top selling product itself. Okay, that's why on slide 15 and 16 I have there an example of video about product advertising. So on slide number 15 is the video about Jollibee.
Yung ibang burger, pag inamoy, kailang, pati lasa. Kailang, pero kulang ang kailang. Dapat ang hapsarap. Tulad ng Jollibee Yum Burger, made with 100% pure beef. Tamang-tamang timpla. At huling-huling ang beefy taste na hanap natin. Topped with special sauce, kaya kuha ang panlasang Pinoy. Laka pa lang, nasap ang sarap ng bawat kagat. Ang nag-iisang langhap-sarap. Jollibee Yum Burger.
Yan, and then I have another one. It's for Philippine Airlines. So kung di nyo makita,
fresh starts, goodbyes. Over the last 75 years, the unique warmth of our people has touched millions of lives. The heart of the Philippines shining through,
Philippine Airlines shining through. Ayan, so kahit di nyo nakita yung video on the video screen, it's included in your PowerPoint so you can watch that while watching the presentation. Okay, so as you can see, in the first video, the Jollibee, they highlight the Yum Burger. So they highlight the burger on its 100% made from beef, yung mismong patty, and at the same time, they use it as special sauce. So di lang naman Yum Burger ang product ng Jollibee. So they highlight that because most of the time, yan ang pinaka-ino-order. Okay? And also in Philippine Airlines, because that's the main product of PAL, the airline accommodation. That's why they highlight there that in PAL, it's not only about the service, but at the same time, when you fly in PAL, it connects you with your family. They send you to your loved ones, and during a long period of time, you can able to have you can able to be with your someone, love someone. Okay, so yun yung pinaka naging purpose ng video. So yan yung mga tinatawag nating product advertising. So these are the video or advertising wherein they highlight a certain product. Okay, the next one is the brand advertising. So brand advertising is one of the type of advertising in which they not only highlight the what we call this, the product, but the brand itself. So alam natin yung brand, it's a very thorough, it's a very big topic. Brand is an important component in many advertisement. Brand is a combination of your unique qualities, of the company, the product, or the product line. So the name, logo, and slogan and design are important elements of the brand. Usually, kapag ginagawa ang isang brand advertising, you're building an image, you're building an identity on it. Okay, example natin is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola company or the Coca-Cola is the brand, and may much deeper explanation that when you saw the Coca-Cola brand or the logo, merong papasok sa isip mo, which is usually it's for barkada, for refreshment, something like that, okay? So meron ako mga ilang example dito, and then the number one example which I know every time I'm discussing advertisement, ito yung sinasama kong video, uh, brand advertising video. So it's a brand video of Nestle. That Nestle is one of the top producers and sellers of healthy and wellness powdered items that is available in the market, which are Nescafe, Bear Brand, Nido, Milo, which are very essential from our part, that it's not only about powdered items, but it's very healthy, it provides wellness, but at the same time, there is a much deeper explanation on that kind of brand. So, you can watch the video. So, panoorin nyo siya. Ayan. Ay, sorry, hindi pala tawag dito, hindi pala Nestle ang example ko dito, Radisson's Group. So in this portion, yung mga brand na Radisson Group of Hotel, na different hotels that they own, hotel chain, yun yung pinaka-example. I'm so sorry. So, I can cut that portion. Sorry, nalito lang ako. Okay, so next one is corporate advertising. Ito na yung sa Nestle. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, in corporate advertising, some companies uses corporate advertising which is intended to enhance a company's reputation or build goodwill. It is also known as institutional advertising. So, usually, itong mga ganitong type of advertising, ginagamit nilang commercial, yung pinaka-company name nila, and then they highlight all their brands. Like in Nestle, Nestle is the company, and their brands are Milo, Nido, Nescafe, Bear Brand, Maggi Magic Syrup, etc. etc. So I have here a very inspiring and heartwarming commercial about kasama mo habang buhay ang mga Nestle brands, that when you are old already and when you are, with your loved someone, simula pagkabata mo hanggang tumanda ka, Nestle ang kasama mo sa habang buhay. So, ayan. Play natin yung video. So, ginaganto ko siya para masundan nyo. You can watch that on PowerPoint, okay?
Nung nakilala mo ang una mong sinta, umapaw ang saya, at siya'y ibang-iba, sinasamsam ang bawat kulita. Hindi mo malimutan kung kailan nagsimulan matuto kung paanong magmahal. Hindi mo malimutan kung kailan mo natikman ang tamis ng iyong halik, yakap na napagkahigpit, pag-ibig na tunay hanggang lahari. Hindi ko malimutan kung kailan nagsimulan matutong ikaw lang ang mahalin. At di ko malimutan kung kailan ko natikman ang tamis ng iyong halik, yakap na napakahigpit, pag-ibig mong tunay hanggang langit. Ang sarap pag nahanap mo ang iyong kasambuhay sa habang buhay. Nestle, 100 years of good food, good life.
So that is Nestle, 100 years of good food and good life. So yun yung pinaka-corporate slogan nila. that kasama mo sa habang buhay ang Nestle, simula pagkabata mo hanggang tumanda ka, there with them in your story, okay? Which is, we all know that na kasama natin sila sa hapagkainan natin, simula bata tayo hanggang tumanda tayo, okay? So, good food, good life. So, that is a kind of corporate advertising. So, yung mga ganyang video that, there is an emotional impact. Yan yung mga best effective or the effective way of capturing your market. Okay? So, ano ba ang objectives of advertising? So, we're done with categories of advertising, which is we have product advertising, brand advertising, and then corporate advertising. So, dito naman, these are the objectives of advertising. So, pag sinabi natin objective, this is short term, okay? So, advertising can be classified based on its objective: to inform, to persuade, and then to remind. So, unahin natin yung to inform. So, informative advertising is used when introducing a new product or build up primary demand for the product itself. So, isa sa mga objective of using an advertising is for you to build an information that you have this kind of product, that you're selling this product, okay? So, informative advertising yon. When you say naman persuasive advertising or to persuade, is used when competition is stiff. So, companies use this objective to keep its market share. So, ito naman yung mga product that is, matagal na in the market, but since the competition is really intense, that's why you need to create many commercial or many advertisements that can able to maintain or regain your market share. So, yan yung mga ginagawa ng isang advertising to persuade them na ito yung produkto namin, that our product is the best among the other products that is existing in the market. Okay? And then, reminder advertising is a very important product that have reached the maturity stage. So, ito naman, reminder advertising, di ba napag-aralan natin in our product life cycle that it started with development, introduction, growth, then maturity. Maturity is the stage wherein the product or the brand is really old already, and it's not it's it builds the name in the market already. But since maraming restrictions, there are many what we call it, threats in the maturity stage. That's why you need to maintain your market share on that kind of stages. So in the reminder advertising, this helps the product or the service to remind the market that we're still here, that we are still the best product that you're going to use, that even though there are many products that are now existing in the market, but still wala pa ding tutulad sa aming produkto. So that is about the one of the objective of the advertising, okay? So tungo naman tayo sa types of advertising execution. When you say types of advertising execution, this is how advertisers execute the main advertisement, okay? Paano ba nila yung ginagawa? So you have here 9 types of execution. So, isa-isahin lang natin siya ng very light. So, number one, you have the slice of life. Shows how people use the product in a normal setting. So, usually, the slice of life, it's a type of advertisement wherein you're using the normal setting of life of the people as your medium in the advertisement. Like in school, kapag school, usually ano bang produkto ang binebenta doon? Mga energy, mga pambaon meals such as Eden. So si Eden cheese, which is I do not know if sa Mondelez. So sa Mondelez yung Eden niyan. So I remember there is a one commercial there that yung Eden was one of the main palaman na binabaon ng bata kapag pupunta siya ng eskwelahan. So ginamit yung konseptong yun para ma-promote yung Eden cheese, that every time that your son or daughter is going to school, they connects with you and they love you because of that preparation you made from them, which making a very special sandwich came from which is Eden as one of the main ingredients. So they use the normal setting of life na talagang means normal na ginagawa ng tao as the storyboard or the execution advertising. Okay? Lifestyle, number two, this shows how product fits in one's way of life. So, eto namang lifestyle na to, eto naman yung um, they use how people behave or how people treat their life in terms of the product. So for instance, yung commercial ng Gatorade. So in Gatorade, alam naman natin yan, it's an energy drink. It can refresh, it can revitalize the internal parts. I do not know what kind of benefits that it offers, but there is a one commercial that it is used by the athlete, because athlete, of course, their lifestyle is to take healthy and then to drink energy drink. That's why nung ginawa nila yung commercial ng Gatorade, they use athlete, and at the same time, how does this athlete use this product for them to warm up, for them to recharge during the game proper itself. Okay? Fantasy, it creates wonder world around the product or its use. So sometimes may mga advertisement tayo that they use fantasy wherein it creates magical, it creates something that catch the attention of the audience kasi animation siya, animated, it's fantasy, ang fantasy. So usually itong mga to ay ang target nila ay mga children itself. Okay? Mood or image, it builds positive image or moods around the product such as beauty, love, fantasy, and serenity. So, ito naman, itong mga kinds ng mga advertisement na to, ito yung may mga usually product that, usually binebenta that is very mabenta sa mga couples, sa mga may purpose or may image. Such as example natin yung mga cologne, mga pabango. So, these mga perfumes ay nagpiprint sila ng mga print ads na talagang romantic. Talagang when you use that kind of perfume, you'll be very lovable, magiging mabango ka sa tingin ng mga tao itself. Okay? So, they built that kind of image from that. Number five, musical. So, they use music to catch the attention. So, ito yung mga commercials or mga video that is streaming online that aside from selling the product or promoting, they use a very normal, a usual song na pinalitan nila, so they call it jingle para makatch yung attention nyo. So usually yung gumagawa niyan is Nestle companies, Unilever. They use an original song and they change some of the lyrics to a jingle para may makatch na attention. Para kapag it was played on the television, they will catch the attention. So it became musical. Parang nagiging ano siya, like in Jollibee, yung Tala na song, 'di ba? Nilagay nila sa yung linamnam ta, yum yum ulam, yum yum. Yan, something like that. Okay. And then number six, personality. It creates a character that represent the product such as Jollibee, the friendly bee. So, ginagamit nila yung si Jollibee, yung bee mismo, si Jollibee na image to promote the product itself in that minsan karato lang malaki ni Jollibee, or ito lagi yung nagwo-work ako, yung manok, yung Bounty Fresh na chicken na napakalaki, usually it was built in along EDSA area. Talaga makakatch yung attention mo dun sa napakalaking manok. So that is about personality. Technical expertise, they reveals the company's expertise with the product or service. So ito naman yung mga execution and advertising wherein kung ano yung kaya ng isang kumpanya, yun yung nire-reveal nila na kaya nito. Like in Unilab. Unilab is the promoter or the distributor of Enerbon, Newzef, Tiki Tiki, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I'm wrong for that. But pinapakita ng Unilab that they provide a medicine wherein magiging magaling ka kaagad, and at the same time it's very price friendly itself. Number 8, scientific evidence. This present research or scientific evidence that the brand is better than competing brands. So usually this kind of execution ay ginagawa sa mga gamot, sa mga shampoo, sa mga sabon, wherein they showed many scientific basis that their product contains this kind of elements or contains this kind of ingredients, which is yung other brand does not have, na yung itong palang contain na to ay mahalaga sa tao. So they use that kind of attractive, or they use that kind of information to capture the attention or the buying power of the consumer. And then number 9, testimonial evidence. This features a highly credible person just as a celebrity endorsing the product. So ito naman, pag naman sinabi nating testimonial, it provides testimony na napaganda siya, napaayos niya yung buhay nung gumamit ng produktong to. So they use that as a selling point in that kind of advertising. Okay? So yun yung ating different advertising execution. Okay? So, slide number 28, let's move on to types of advertising media. Ito na yung different types of advertising na sinasabi natin. Okay? So, types of advertising media. A business cannot succeed without effective and targeted advertising. So the traditional model of advertising usually comes with, television, radio, but nowadays the internet is, impacting and bombarding the whole marketplace, that they are owning now the competition field of selling their product and services because of the 21st century or the industrialization period. Okay, so we have different types of advertising. So ang una natin dyan is the television advertising, so letter A. So that's on slide number 31. So television advertising usually comes in the form of commercials. Okay, always remember that. Based on the study of the Council for Research Excellence, adults are exposed on television, cell phone, and GPS screen for about 8.5 hours per day. Okay, so nowadays, here in the Philippines, based on my observation, television still the one of the best way for you to capture the market. Kasi in other countries, we all know that they are now on the first world country. Most of them does not rely now in television but more on cell phone, more on tablet. But here in the Philippines, still mas madami pa talaga ang populasyon ng mga third world people or yung mga class D to E. So meaning they don't settle more on their cell phone but more on television. That's why if you have a certain product, talagang effective na maging television mo na maging format mo here in the Philippines, okay? So based on the recent study nga, 8.5 hours per day ang nare-render na time ng isang tao in the television. So once your product was screened on television, there will be a very big impact because nationwide yan eh, and every time that it was played, it adds familiarization and awareness to the people. Okay, so advertisement can be broadcast on national, local, or an international setup. Okay, so you can see there the advantages and disadvantages of television advertising. So unahin natin yung advantages. Television is more likely to have an emotional impact to consumer. So in terms of making an impact to the people, talagang television is the number one medium. Why? Because if you're going to sell a certain product and you're going to promote that, it should have an emotion. There should be an emotion for them to magkaroon ng impact that I will try this kind of product. At ang mga kagawa lang naman yan ay ang television because there is an animation, there is also a story, and at the same time, there is a magic behind bakit mo bibili yung isang produkto. Okay? It reaches also a large number of market, and television can be broadcast in local, national, international depending on your budget. So we will tackle that on succeeding slide, if how much will be the cost if you're going to advertise in the television. But most likely, if you're going to put or allocate your budget on a national television, buong Pilipinas ang makakita ng ads mo. Okay? So disadvantage, the cost of television is quite high. We all know that. As far as I remember, um, the television ad is depending on time the time where you're going to play your ads, the rating of the show that it was played, usually number of viewers na nandoon, and the length of the advertisement. Kaya sometimes they do advertisement that is very short kasi it's budgetable. Binabudget siya depende doon sa mga criteria yung sinabi ko. And also, the average time that is for the television is 30 seconds only. So if you want to say anything about a certain product or brand that you're going to communicate to the market, you have to tell it for 30 seconds only. Sometimes it breaks the wall of making 1 minute or more than 1 minute, but usually this kind of companies has this, lot of budget para makapag-render ng ganong commercial. But usually it's only 30 seconds in average kasi mahal talaga. At alam ko, based on my watching on the franchise renewal of ABS-CBN, ang ads pala is meron lang mga number of slot per time kung ilan yung ads na lalabas doon. So, if na-render na lahat yon, even though um, saleable yung product mo, hindi ka makakuha ng slot kasi per slot yung kanilang tawag dito pag-allocate kasi airtime yung binabayaran eh. Okay? So that is about the television advertising. So it serves to be one of the most effective but yet high and you need to invest many money for that, okay? And then next, the slide number 32, you have the radio advertising. So in radio advertising, radio is still one of an effective way to advertise. So radio station listener can be segmented in demographics. So ang kinaganda in the radio advertising, if you have a certain brand or product, you can play that product depending on the situation or the demographic of that radio. Example, for instance, if that station is playing pop music or yung mga R&B music, so this kind of music you usually listen by young mga binata, dalaga, or mga childrens or young ones. So usually, if your product is your target market is about the young one, dun mo pwedeng i-play yon. But if yung station na yon is usually ang pinaplay nila ay mga classical, mga rock. So usually, this kind of music is for the adult. So, kapag ang produkto mo ay pang-adult, of course, you have to play that ads on that kind of station. So, yun naman yung kinaganda ng radio advertising. You can decide where to play the ads depending on the segment that they caters on your target market as well. So, radio commercials are effective by using sounds and catchy jingles to catch the listener's attention. That's why when you played or when you saw the commercial in the TV, it's very different the way it was presented in the radio. Because in radio, medyo cut. And at the same time, it only depends on, minsan nakatagalog siya. Halos. Ayan, okay? Radio commercial can be created and produced in relatively short period of time at lower cost. So, when you advertise in radio, mas mababa ang presyo ng singilan compared with television. But guys, based on my own opinion, if you're going to create curiosity, if you're going to create a way that will consumer question themselves that ano kaya tong produktong to? What if I'm going to try it? Or what if I'm going to look this kind of product in the supermarket? Radio yung pinaka-effective kasi hindi siya nakikita with your naked eyes. But it's only about hearing. So minsan, based on my study, consumer might depend only once they are curious. And once they are curious, they're going to buy that kind of product. At ang radio advertising is as a way of doing that, okay? The next one, ito medyo mahaba. It's about print advertisement. So, tapos na tayo sa TV advertisement and also the radio advertisement. Now, we have on the print advertisement. So, it's one of the best way to promote a business and its product. So, creative headlines and appealing visual images are necessary. So, in print advertisement, usually this comes with immovable videos, but rather these are more on print ads, more on printed materials. Okay, so iisa-isahin natin siya. One of the example of print advertisement is the newspaper. So newspaper, even the business is now digitally enhanced, still contributes in creating awareness of the product and services. So it can still reach a number of people and relatively inexpensive. So in newspaper, based on my research, you can get a space there depending on the size of your company, depending on the product that you're going to sell, and at the same time depending on the brand of the newspaper itself. So most of the time, usually ang gumagamit na lang ng mga newspaper is yung hotels, yan, and also mga offices. So if your market is those people or those establishment, then you can use newspaper as your way to promote your product. Say for instance, you're selling or you are a supplier of many bed linens or supply for the hotels, then you can use newspaper as one of your promotional tool or advertisement tool rather. Kasi usually gumagamit yun mga hotel. So nagbabasa dyan ng mga executives, nagbabasa dyan ang mga guests itself. So if they are your target market, then you can use newspaper as that. The disadvantage only of newspaper is that it publish daily. So once it's published daily, nagbabago din siya araw-araw. So the way you promote your product is within a very short period of time. Unlike print ads na magpiprint ka sa poster at may ilalagay yan for a long period of time in a certain place, it's very, strategic. But in newspaper, if that is the case, then medyo alanganin in terms of the time interval in promotion. Okay? Next one, magazines. So another popular form of media is magazine. So magazine way back before, that's one of the mostly published kind of references. But usually much higher siya compared with newspaper. In magazine naman, there are various magazine types and brand where you can use as your medium. Example natin is yung Yummy magazine. So if you are selling a product like cheese, cream cheese, or any ingredients that usually used in culinary, you can ask this Yummy magazine to feature your product doon sa mismong magazine. In exchange, ay meron ka lang babayaran certain fee. But usually, when I work in marketing, sometimes na-ex-deal yung mga ganyan. Like for instance, we will feature your product in our magazine, but you need to supply us this certain pieces of what we call this items in our shop, something like that. Usually it comes with business, and if you're going to be a marketer someday, you can experience those things that you're going to X deal a certain mileage in exchange for that kind of promotion itself. But now, based on my observation, most of the magazines are now phased out, yung printed in the market, because they are now switched to the digital. Like in some of the magazines in digital, you need to pay certain fee for you to be a subscriber of that magazine. Then you can read, you can save that magazine online on digitally. You can just scan in your tablet, in your cell phone, as long as you're a subscriber or you render that application in the magazine. So kasi bumaba na yung trend ng magpe-print ka ng magazine at bibili yung tao because of the rise of the technology nowadays. Because of technology, it made them easier to produce copies digitally. So, ganun yung nangyari. Like in FHM, kaya pansin nyo, di ba, di na sila nagpe-print dahil they switched to digital. And I think they are not publishing monthly. Try month, ano yata, by annual, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? So you can see there on slide number 36 the different magazine example, okay? Flyers and brochures. So slide number 37. Flyers may be mailed, distributed door to door, or placed on car windshield to advertise numerous things such as community events, grand opening, and special sales. So usually, employers, ginagamit yan if you are promoting a certain product in a very short period of time, like 3-day sale, or you have an event, product launching of this kind of brand in SM Bikutan, or you're going to open a new, or you're going to expand your hotel in this new part, or you are implementing a family package for Christmas in this kind of hotel. So kapag medyo mga short period of time lang yung promotion mo, flyers yung ginagawa kasi nga one pager lang. So in terms of production, hindi ganun kamahal dahil it's one page lang. While brochures, these are used to describe a product or service in an easy to read, eye-catching format. So, ang kaibahan ng brochure sa flyer, si brochure kasi usually meron siyang longevity. Matagal siya. Kasi in brochure, it provides all the product and also what are the details about this product and how much are you going to buy once you avail that kind of product. So, kapag nag-invest ka pang matagalan, kasi kaya nga sinabing brochure, meaning matagal mo siyang gagamitin itself, okay? Most of the time, ang ginagawa na ng mga hotels and restaurant from this is they are using now the online internet, but rather they are not printing flyers or brochure anymore. Because kahit ako, simpleng individual, and if you give me flyers, tatapon ko lang siya. Kaya hindi worth to invest most of the time yung pliers. Depende kung ano yung pinaka imong market mo. But most of the time it's digital already. Okay? And then letter D, outdoor advertising. So when you say namang outdoor advertising, on slide number 38, that's ano na siya, another example of advertising media. It can take a variety of forms, including billboards, posters, ads on the side of the buses and bus stop, signs in malls, sports arenas, and airports. Ito naman yung mga promotion, advertisement wherein it's in the big area itself, like billboards. When you pay billboards, it's very high. It depends on the size of the billboard standee, and it also depends on the months that it will be stayed on that kind of area. So the more big it is and the more na mas maraming dumadaan doon na tao, the more na mas mahal yung bayad mo sa billboard. So that is my experience when I work in marketing. The more na mas nadadaanan yan at nakikita ng tao at malaki yan, the more na mas mahal yung babayaran mo on that kind of promotion. And usually, billboards are effective din. Lalo kapag traffic ngayon. In traffic, they seeing many billboards at talagang kapag nakuha niya yung attention mo, it will create an awareness from you. Like in Guadalupe, yung apat na malalaking area dun of billboards, owned by Bench yata yun. So, they are posting their different clothing lines depending on the team. So, pinapalitan nila yan depende on the season that they're going to sell right now. Okay? And then the last one is the online advertising. So the online advertising is the fastest and the growing advertising media used nowadays. So this refers to the use of the internet and the World Wide Web in promoting a product or service. So research group estimate that an online ad spending will increase to 46 billion in 2020. So imagine that kind of figures that now 2020 mahal na yung magiging singilan in terms of online. The more na mas tinatangkilik ng tao or the more na mas nagiging medium ng tao yun para maghanap ng isang produkto, the more na mas mahal yung ibabayad ng advertisers for that kind of medium. Okay, always remember that. So you have different types of online advertising. You have the email, the banner and pop-up advertising, the search ending advertising, the website advertising, and also the social media advertising. Okay? So, unahin natin yung email advertising. So, email advertising is one of the quickest and easiest way to reach your customer. So, ito yung nagpapadala ng mga email to prospective customers. So, when I work as a consultant or an on-call marketing in one of the restaurant in Makati, we use this kind of email advertising. Email advertising in which we emailed the product catalog and also the product packages of the restaurant to these prospective companies because it was built in Makati and their target market is mga corporate accounts, so mga office people, so that they could conduct their meeting there. They could also conduct their company Christmas party or even mga company seminar or product launching on that restaurant. So that's why we do email advertising. Na ginagawa namin is we are having a database containing rather all the companies within that area na malapit to sa restaurant, and we get their corporate emails, and then we send our brochures or collaterals with them so that they will be oriented about the product na binebenta na restaurant. Okay, it's effective kasi some of them is replying and they are considering the package. And as far as I remember, I got two corporate accounts when it was launched in the internet itself. Okay? And then letter B, you have the banner and pop-up advertising. So ito yung isa sa mga it creates a surprise advertisement when you are scanning the internet. So banner ad is a small rectangular ads that usually appear at the top of the side of a web page. So pag may nakikita kayo sa web page na advertisement that it's on the top at it's not moving, they are the banner ad. So usually ginagawa yung ganyang advertisement that while you are busy in scanning or searching for whatever information that you're getting in the internet, it was showed there permanently or steadily. Okay? While yung pop-up ads, it's an online advertisement that opens on top of the current web page being viewed. So, minsan, may lalabas dito sa gilid nyo, magpa-pop up that they selling this kind of product 20% or biglang lalabas si Lazada, biglang lalabas si Shopee na biglang at the moment that you're scanning or you are doing a research, nagta-type kayo sa Google, biglang may magpa-pop up doon na Lazada sale for this one. So, ang tawag nyo doon pop-up banner. So, usually ginagawa yan to surprise that seryoso ka na on your scanning but biglang mag-a-appear ako for to promote an ad. Okay? Search engine advertising. So, let's letter C. So, a popular approach to online advertising is a search engine ad. So this is also known as paid search because the advertisers face the search. So minsan, or most of the time in the world of marketing, the more na sinesearch nila yung product mo, mostly the more na mas maraming nagiging curious o bumibili sa'yo. So, may possibility lang naman yan kapag sinearch mo yung product. It's either you are curious so that you need to search the product or you search the item because you want to look where it is or where it will be saleable. Okay? So, minsan, there are certain advertisers that paid a certain advertising agency that every time na may search ka doon sa search bar nila, ito yung pumapasok na impact or hit sa'yo. In digital marketing, you call it hits. So, i-discuss natin yan. That, alam nyo ba na yung every time na may sinesearch kayo sa search bar on a certain website, nagiging hit yon. When you say hit, ay nagiging way yon para malaman ng isang marketer or ng advertiser na sinesearch pala tayo ng mga taong to. Or ito pala yung number of search natin. Meaning, merong naghahanap sa atin. Nagke-create tayo ng curiosity or awareness. That's why they search us. Either they want to know our product or they will avail our product. Ganun lang naman yun, di ba? So, yung search engine advertising, ginagawa siyang way to advertise also. Okay? D is what you call the website advertising. So, yung website advertising may be a good choice for startup companies that have a limited capital. It is also the fastest way to reach a global market. So effective website have attention-grabbing headlines, up-to-date articles, and customer testimonials. So one way for you to start up your business and to create a big impact in online world, aside from doing a social media, is with the website. Once your business has a website or product is promoting this is this kind of characteristic in a website, nagkakaroon ng avenue yung inyong customer where to look or to locate your product. I know nowadays the Google, they have this Google business in which it use this Google business para magkaroon ng website yung mga companies or yung mga negosyante which they don't have any money to pay for a very good website developer, but they giving an opportunity for these people na magkakaroon ng website in a very simple way. So, meron yan ang Google. That's Google Business. So, nagkakaroon sila ng opportunity for the small entrepreneurs to have a website na kung saan this website can be used as a medium to promote your business or product. So, on a very strategic perspective naman, if you have the resources, there are certain website developer that you can hire for you to make beautified your whole website. But it will cost you a lot of money. But the more na mas animated, the more na mas friendly yung website mo, the more that people can able to enjoy what are the things that offers buy your product in your services, in your business, that they could see in the website. Okay, so the more your website is good, the more it is attractable or create awareness. Okay, and then the last one, you have the social media advertising. So this is the fastest and also the cheapest. Social media is everywhere. All of the people in the world has its own social media account, majority of the people, even here in the Philippines. One thing, how you're going to sell a product is come with social media. Once na meron kang cupcake business, gawa ka ng Facebook account, create a page, then capture your product, post it online, then sell it. And that's it. So, nagiging business and also marketing platform, venue, ang mga social media account to get your market or create awareness. Okay? Kahit ako, if I was able to have a chance to have a certain product, I would rather choose first to make a Facebook page, a Facebook account for that, or an Instagram wherein I could upload the product itself and sell it online. Kasi every people has a chance. Kung ako, TV, internet. Most of the time, I've spent how many hours in scanning my Facebook account just to entertain myself at marami ako nakikita mga ads. That's why it's one of the most effective way to promote your product, okay? Using of the social media. So you have there the Twitter, the Instagram, and the Facebook as the mostly usable way of promoting the product, okay? So I put there one example of video that is used in the social media. So it's for you to watch na lang since it's, my god, it's 1 hour na nagsalita ako dito. So please bear with me if I'm a bit sleepy now, or um, medyo groggy na yung aking voice because medyo matagal na yung discussion. Okay? So, next slide number 46, the cost of online advertising. So, dito, makikita nyo on the slides, what are the costs that is getting para makapaggawa ka ng isang online advertising. So, there are variety of methods used to determine the cost. So, number one, cost per click. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, advertisers pay for each click that their ad receive. So, every time na may magkiklik na netizen or consumer doon sa ad mo, sa internet or sa online, you will pay certain amount to the advertisement agency, kung sino yung nag-handle ng platform, okay? Number two, cost per thousand impression advertising. It allows the company to pay a certain number of impression on per thousand basis instead of paying per click. So, like for instance, if 1,000 click na yung na-receive ng product mo doon sa online platform, you need to pay certain cost na. So, minsan, it's much cheaper kasi kapag per click, wala kang discount. But if it is per thousands click, meaning meron, even though it's thousand per click siya, but magkakaroon ka ng discount kasi bultuhan yung kukuhin mong services itself. Okay? And then the last one, you have the cost per action advertising. It's a growing in popularity. In this setup, the advertiser pays only when the visitor takes specific action in response to an ad. So doon sa dalawang una, they paid the ad whether they purchase or not. As long as they click that, babayaran mo. Whether nag-avail sila or not. But in cost per action advertising, it's a way of getting cost na kung saan kapag kinlik nila yung ad mo and they purchase, doon ka lang nila sisingilin ng cost. But when it is click but not purchase or hindi siya bumili, they will not charge you a certain fee. So usually yan yung ginagawa ng cost clicking ng mga advertising company so that hindi lugi yung mga company na yun. But binabawi nila sa support like discounts, like once they click this kind of items and they purchase that, magkakaroon sila ng certain discount. And this discount usually charged to the supplier but not on the advertisers kasi to create more convincing and action para bilhin yung produkto, naglalagay sila ng mga discounts dun to put that kind of intervention. Okay? What's this? So, other advertising outlets. So, kanina, cost per outlet. Ito naman, the 46, the slide number 46 and then 47, ito yung different medium pa in advertising. Okay? So, you have number one, transit advertising. Transit advertising is a type of advertising wherein ito yung mga ads that you can see in the buses, in the car, in the LRT. So, it's moving. It's using the public vehicles. Like in LRT, LRT1. Once you, there are train there that inside the train merong mga produktong merong mga produktong nakadikit and also during the in the terminal itself. Okay, aerial advertising, this is an advertising in the sky where banners are hooked on the planes that fly over the stadium. What do you call this, Super Bowl. Yan, one of the best example. Cinema advertising. It includes ads that run in the movie or theater, cinema. So if you watch already a certain movie in the cinema, before it starts, 'di ba may mga commercials na pinapalabas like yung sa Pride, 'di ba? Mas puti ito, mas puti ito. So, yun. So, yung Pride na yun, pinapalabas nila yon before mag-run yung movie. So, ang tawag yun doon, cinema advertising. Minsan, effective siya kasi maraming nanonood. Lalo kung ang papanoorin ay demanded movie, like sa mga MMFF, ayan. So, product placement advertising, product or service of the company appears in a television show, movie, video game. So, ito naman product placement advertising is sometimes in demand in the television. Like in Magandang Buhay, they featured Maggie, Magic Sarap as their main ingredient in preparing a certain dish na pinipicture nila or piniplay nila in the what we call this in the television. Also in um what we call this doon sa um Bohemian Rhapsody, Pepsi yung nandun sa ibabaw ng piano ni Freddie Mercury when they played in the Brazil, yung final clip ng show. At yung mga Coca-Cola na iniinom ng mga judges ng what do you call this? Got Talent, kapag British Got Talent, kapag pinipicture siya. So, may nakalagay ng mga brand doon. Basta lahat ng brand na pinapakita when there is a running show, mahal yung bayad doon. Lalo kapag sikat pa yung show itself. Number 5, directory advertising. Ito yung sa mga yellow pages, sa mga directory ng telepono. Video advertising. Ito. Video advertising is the fastest growing form online while traditional is on a decline. The number of videos ads seen online rising. So ito yung mga video na nakikita nyo sa mga social media that they're featuring many products. And then mobile advertising. Okay? Now, ano ba yung mga criteria in choosing media? So, di ba nabanggit natin, we have many types of advertising media. So, ano ba yung mga criteria para makapili ka? Ano ba yung best na pwede mong gamitin? Okay? So, on slide number 50, media planning is required to ensure that a business advertising message is carried out effectively. There are several key factors to consider when selecting the media for advertising such as the reach, the frequency, the lead time, and then the cost. Unahin natin yung reach. When you say reach, it's when choosing a media outlet, advertisers must consider the exposure it offers. Reach means the total number of people who will be exposed to an advertisement over a period of time. So, pinaka-example natin dito is yung television. So, if you're going to choose a television as your type of advertising, madadetermine mo yung number of people that can able to reach your product through advertisement. Kasi it will depend on the time it will be played. Like if it is in the morning ba, in afternoon slot, or in prime time. Where in prime time, it's the much higher and mas ano siya, mas mahal. Okay, itself. So yun yung reach. Mag-decide ka ng isang advertisement media mo depending kung ilan yung expose or nandoon na tao na makakanood or makakita. Okay? Frequency. So in frequency, this refers to the number of times a person is exposed to an advertisement. Advertisers must consider the number of times the target market needs to be exposed to a message. So, continuous advertising is a strategy in which advertisements are run steadily over an extended period of time to continuously remind the consumers of a product or service. Ito naman yung ito din, best way to say this is the online. Like in Spotify, 'di ba sometimes there are there are mga posts na kung saan kaya napopost siya kasi may mga magpo-promote na ads. In YouTube, minsan may magpo-post sila kasi may magpo-promote na ads. In in Netflix, they will post the movie because they will advertise the brand minsan twice or thrice. So yun yung you will also choose a medium na kung saan kung kapag ba nilagay ko yung ad kong yun, how many times may expose yung ang product ko sa tao. So, frequency yung term doon. And you have the lead time and then the cost. So, cost is the most important factor. So, in cost, makikita nyo dyan, just read na lang yung paano nyo malalaman if cost effective tong advertisement na to. So, meron kayong computation dyan na makikita wherein you can able to assess if worth to invest ba if I will choose this kind of advertising media. If it is online, television, radio, print advertising, etc., etc. Okay? So, mostly, ito yung mas pinagtutuunan in the media selection, the cost. How much I'm going to invest and how much I'm going to receive if I'm going to do this kind of advertisement. Okay? So, creating an advertisement. So, slide number 54. Ito naman is the direction on how are you going to create an advertisement. So, ito na yung step. So, as mentioned dito sa mga estudyante ko, in your finals, you're going to do a commercial wherein this commercial is R2 rather, and this will promote the company and also the product that you're going to highlight. So, ito yung mga criteria on how are you going to do your advertisement. So, number one, select creative format. So, advertisers must select a format that will be the most effective at meeting the advertising objectives. So, the format must make an advertising appeal. So, when you say select a creative format, ito yung kaninang diniscuss ko na different types of advertising execution. 'Di ba meron kayo mga slice of life, lifestyle, testimonial, humorous image. So, in that way, In this part, you will going to choose ano ba yung magiging format ng commercial natin. Kung ang produkto ko ay milk tea, how can I able to create an advertising appeal or a commercial na kung saan kapag pinlay tong milk tea na to na commercial in the market, tatatak dun sa isip nila. Yun yung tinatawag mong advertising appeal. When you're creating a certain commercial, it's very important that the advertising appeal is really catchable and attainable. So, it's the way of how are you going to create your ads. So, dito nyo malalaman kung gaano ka creative. At kapag gumagawa ng creative format, dapat yung pinaka-sure ka na magpi-fit yung creative format na yun doon sa produktong binibenta mo. Okay? So, you can just read here what are the different types of creative format so na pwede nyo gawin in your product. And then, I put also two videos in the slide 60 and 61 sample about the advertising na format. Okay? And then number two, after you select your format, that's the time you need to determine the copywriting art and the production strategies. Okay? So, copywriting and art directing, this is the science in doing the advertisement. As mentioned sa inyo, if you're going to enroll in a certain advertising agency, you will pay a certain fee. But since it's free and I have the experience in doing this, I'm going to share you on doing that. Okay, so number two step after you chose a format na paggagawaan ng commercial nyo is the copywriting and art directing. So the creative team plays the biggest role in the execution of the advertising plan. Creative team, these are the people that will be involved in your commercial or advertisement. So copywriting is the process of using words to express creative ideas and concepts. So in the field of advertising, when you're going to use a certain words or ideas, you call it in terms as copywriting. So there's no such term as this is my concept, this is my idea. The word should be copywriting, okay? And in marketing, copywriters must effectively communicate the benefit and value of a brand in a new or unique way. Usually, it comes with the slogan, a great image of the product, or how are you going to sell the product in the market itself, okay? So usually, ang ang copywriting, may iba-iba kayong makikita ditong slide, ano-ano ba yung mga ginagawa, okay? Like in print advertising. So, components of print advertising includes the headline, the subhead, and then the body copy. So, hindi yan basta-basta gagawa ka lang ng isang brochure or flyers. There is a science in doing that. So, usually, some of the advertising companies like yung mga graphic artists or yung mga content developer, they're using science in depending on the product they're going to sell. Like your product is about coffee. Coffee, we all know that it's something that awaken your soul. But behind that kind of benefits, ano pa ba yung pwedeng maging logical execution of coffee? So, yun yung pwede mong ipalabas na itsura ng mismong background ng iyong coffee. So, it's for chicha, for communicating. Coffee is something that connects you with the people, building relationship kasi you love discussion over a cup of coffee, something like that. So, art director is responsible for the illustration or layout of that kind of ads, okay? And then, kindly please read na lang the radio advertising and then the digital. And then, you have here the television advertising. Pinafocus ko talaga to kasi since this is your project, okay? So, in television advertising, television provides a highly competitive creative opportunity for copywriters. So, copywriting in television must sell the brand while entertaining the audience. So, ang pinaka-logical or rational execution of the television advertising is that it does not only sell the product but at the same time it should be entertaining in a way that it provides a value of enjoying watching the video while they are also enjoying to see the benefits of the product itself. Okay, so that's very important. So storyboard is the term used, which is it's the sketch that provides the play-by-play sequence of visual scenes and ad copy used in the television ads. So yung pagkakasunod-sunod kung ano yung mauuna hanggang sa mahuli, yung format or yung story ng inyong commercial, storyboard yung term doon, okay? So, no space yun na storyboard. This provide the sketch of the play-to-play sequence of your commercial itself, okay? So after you do the copywriting and art directing, then you may proceed to the production process. When you say production process, this is where the process is now taking on. Like in TV production, there are three stages that is happening in the production process. So you have the pre-production, the production, and then the post-production. When you say pre-production, the creative team and producer create a production schedule, hire a director, assemble the team. So mostly kapag may gagawin kayong commercial, the pre-production is the stage wherein you gather your team, you make the storyboard, you come up with the concept of the main production, you render or you hire the actor and actresses, you gather all the resources that you need for the production itself. So that is the pre-production. The next one is the production. Production is the stage where commercial film and then a well-planned and highly trained technician is responsible. So during the production, director yung pinakasikat dyan or mas responsible, the creative director, like how they're going to execute the main storyboard itself. And then the post-production. So the post-production, these are the editors, sound engineers, voiceover, special effect. Ito na yung natapos yun na yung commercial, then you're going to do na the editing. So ito minsan yung pinakamatagal. Kasi here in this portion, you will put the science of paano natin i-execute na isang video wherein this video will able to attract the consumers. Based on our storyboard, dapat ganito yung nangyayari. Based on our effects, dapat ganito yung lalabas. Based on the sequence, from the start na mangyari to hanggang sa matapos yung 30 seconds na video commercial, ganito dapat yung maging output natin. So, yan yung pinakagagawin ng mga students natin. So, I will take this opportunity to say to my students that your project for your finals will be your commercial. So I discussed that already during the start of the class and also your midterm, that while doing your marketing plan, you'll be doing also the commercials, and yung gagawin nyo ng commercial ay yung napili yung kumpanya ng marketing plan nyo. So say for instance, we chose the um, ano ba yung sikat ngayon? Yung Primos Only Wings. So, si Primos Only Wings, gagawa namin ng marketing plan for our final examination, and at the same time, for our project, siya yung gagawa namin ng commercial. So, yung commercial na gagawa namin is dalawa. Yung 30 seconds na isa ay i-highlight namin yung buong company ng Primos o yung buong shop. Ano ba yung magiging journey ko kapag pumasok ako sa Primos? Ano yung pwede namin gawin doon? Yung isa naman, i-highlight namin yung pinaka main product nila wherein yung Unli Wings. So, ano ba yung nabibigay ng Unli Wings sa amin? So, yan yung magiging project nyo. And we will do refreshment when the class resume, that in your commercial, this should be the thing that will be shown. So, medyo exciting yan because that will be the time that you're going to showcase all your creativity in doing your commercial, okay? And that's all. There are other slides that is not yet discussed, that is direct marketing, but it's only for 3 slides. Kindly please do self reading na lang because ang importante naman dito is the advertisement. Okay, so thank you so much to my class for listening to the video. It took longer because I said a while ago that this topic is really, malapit sa puso. And this topic is about commercials, advertisement. Soon, if you'll be working in the marketing world, you're going to work in this kind of platform. And I'm very happy and will be very more happy if I will if magiging worker kayo in this kind of industry. So, thank you so much to all my students for listening. Kindly please listen the video while reading the PowerPoint presentation. When we go back to our class on April, if ever, we'll do refreshments lang on the topics. So before we do the actual discussion, we'll do random refreshment sa lahat ng mga video discussion ko ngayon. Okay? So thank you so much to all my students. Always take care. I miss you all. Thank you so much. Okay? I love to all my second year students. Good night.